home to you.
Today will be upper body 2.
Bam! So Leute, herzlich willkommen zu unserem zweiten Upper Body Workout. It's time to train chest, back, shoulders, arms again.
Yes.
All of it.
So we're well rested, we're back for a second
Smash the head out of
session.
it. So
Gonna hit it hard.
Heute steht ganz klar eben Krafttraining auf dem Programm, Strength Training. The last upper body workout was more like hypertrophy, and this time we're going more no supersets, a little bit lower reps. Are you ready, Tom?
yeah, I need a pre-workout, but I'm good to go. I'm good.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun.
So Leute, die erste Übung wird diesmal sein Schultern. Justin, what is the reason why we do shoulders first?
So we're gonna do shoulders first today, just as a change. As most people, when they do an upper body session, a push session or something like that, they always start off with chest. We're gonna start off with shoulders. Nearly every exercise involving shoulders, so it's really important to strengthen those up. So that's why we're gonna do them first.
Genau, also wir starten jetzt hier mit Schultern einfach deswegen. Normalerweise macht man ja immer erst Brust, dann Schultern. Einfach mal um eine Variation reinzubringen und um die Schultern mal ein bisschen in den Vordergrund zu stellen. Vielleicht haben der ein oder andere eher ein Defizit in den Schultern anstatt in der Brust. Und yeah, let's do a little bit of warm-up.
Okay, so today we're gonna start off with an exercise, kind of like a muscle clean and press or a muscle snatch using the bar. Just gonna get our rotator cuffs warmed up and our shoulders. So all of the delts warmed up. So what we're gonna do is a nice clean but a wide grip. We're then gonna rotate and then we press. But we're just gonna speed that up into one movement. So it's a bit of a combination between a snatch and a clean and press. But very strict. So rather than using an efficient technique of momentum, we're keeping it nice and strict on the shoulders. That's it.
So Leute, wenn ihr genau zugehört habt, dann habt ihr vielleicht festgestellt, dass der Justin Overhead Press gesagt hat und nicht Military Press. Da gibt es auf jeden Fall einen Unterschied, und der Justin gleich sagen wird, eben wie man dann wirklich die Arme führt. So Justin, what is the difference between an overhead press and a
So
military press?
there's a few different ways to press. The way we're going to do today, overhead press, involves a little bit more of a narrow grip, so it's going to recruit a lot more front delt. Obviously we're going to push straight up from there, so it's a lot about technique. Technique's really important when we do this one. So we need to tuck our chin out of the way, and then we're going to push our head through as we get to the top.
Yeah, let's do the first warm-up set.
Superhero, you're a superhero.
So Leute, wir haben ja gesagt, dass wir im ersten Tag uns mehr auf Hypertrophie fokussieren. Beim zweiten Tag, beim zweiten Oberkörpertag geht es jetzt mehr um Stärke, um Strength, um Kraft. So Tom, what do you think about sets and reps? What do we do today?
let's talk about sets. Shall we? Let's talk about sets. We're going to be doing 5 lots of 5, just
Yeah.
because we're doing heavier weight, just to really put the pressure on. You're not going to go heavier than that,
Yeah.
higher rep range than that. So we're just going to keep it 5 sets of 5 reps.
Keep it easy and
Well, not easy, but
Never easy.
not
easy.
complicated, not
A
complicated.
little bit more
Yeah.
rest.
So no
Focusing-
Supersets.
focusing
Also wir
on
werden
the
jetzt
movement.
Wir werden jetzt keine Supersets machen, wir haben jetzt wirklich nur eine Übung pro Muskelgruppe. Werden 5x5 machen, also 5 Sätze pro Muskelgruppe und immer 5 Wiederholungen. Also ganz klar im Kraftbereich trainieren. So So Leute, was ganz wichtig bei der Übung, was ich euch nur mitgeben möchte, ist, und zwar, egal ob jetzt Overhead Press oder Military Press, und zwar drückt nicht so, dass ihr nach hinten geht und dann quasi wie eine Bench Press macht oder halt Bankdrücken, sondern bleibt wirklich aufrecht und wenn ihr hier seid, drückt durch. Also wirklich gebt im Kopf komplett durch die Bewegung durch. Erstens schonender und zweitens auch effektiver für eure Schultern. Okay. Right. Right.
So as I think Felix already mentioned, obviously in German, for you English speakers out there, technique is really important. We want to make sure you're staying nice and upright and not leaning back. Same with when you do any sort of seated press, that's why we're doing our standing, to get a little more isolation for the shoulders, but it's all about staying nice and upright, which is kind of why we tug our chin back and then we push our head through to make sure we're getting that full extension and getting those shoulders as short as we can at the top.
Right, that shoulder's done. Now we're going to move on to pull-ups over there. We're going to do weighted. We're going to stick to five sets of 5.
Yeah, that's
we'll stick with 5 sets of 5. Like I said, it's going to be weighted pull-ups now. So yeah, let's hit some back.
Genau Leute, also wir sind jetzt durch mit der ersten Übung. Wir werden jetzt rübergehen. Wir machen jetzt 5x5 Klimmzüge mit natürlich Zusatzgewicht. Ja, wir werden euch gleich dann ein paar Tipps geben. Let's do it!
Let's do it.
So Leute, jetzt bei der Übung machen wir 5x5, wie auch bei der ersten Übung. Und macht euch es nicht einfach, sondern zieht wirklich schön die Stange zur Brust. Achtet darauf, dass ihr die Übung sauber macht und nicht ein Gewicht nehmt, wo ihr dann irgendwie euch verkrampft und irgendwie hoch bewegt, aber auch kein Gewicht, wo ihr mehr schafft. Also wirklich, die 50 soll dann wirklich schwer sein. Tom is shirtless already.
Just so you can see the bar kinetics working on the back. So when I'm doing it,
Yeah,
you can
so,
see exactly where you're targeting.
The only reason the girl over there is not the reason. So Leute, jetzt habe ich noch ein Thema. Viele von euch, oder was ich auch ab und zu selber höre, ist, ja Felix, für dich ist doch einfach mit der Ernährung, mit dem Training, du machst ja sonst nichts. Wir haben jetzt hier zum Beispiel einen Tom, WBFF Bro Tom. Everyone thinks, oh, you're pretty big on Instagram, you have 700,000 followers, you're big on Facebook, you're a big name in the industry and also very popular on FIBO. And everyone thinks like you only do this, so it's easy for you. You only have to train. You only have to prep your meals.
I wish it was that easy. I really
and
do.
earn your money with Instagram.
Yeah,
like,
it's.
You have not a job or what?
Yeah, it's true. Like on social media, I'm big on social media. You know, I do a lot of travelling now as well. But like I said, I've still got a day job. I'm still a roofer. I've been doing roofing for years now. It's my own company. So it's still like something I'm passionate about. So I still do it as well as training. I'm passionate about training and competing.
Yeah.
But I still work like everyone else. And all these guys who like make up excuses like they haven't got the time and you know, oh, you got to cook your own food and that. Well, I get up at 5 in the morning. I do morning cardio. Then I go to work on a roof, which is a very manual job.
Yeah.
And then I still manage to prep my food, and I still manage to train in the evenings when I do heavy weights. And I also compete as well and travel
man.
the world. So
Yeah, that's motivational.
like an hour out of your day is 4% of your day. Like,
Yeah.
You know, you are happily coming from work and you sit there and you watch telly.
Yeah.
And for 3 hours that I go by just sitting there doing that, why not do something constructive? Why not get on a running machine and you can still watch a film then? You can still watch something doing, or even get on a bike and you can pedal. It's still something active. Because the less active you are, the less you want to do.
Yeah.
Whereas the more active,
So
the more
use
you
the
want
time.
to do. Yeah, use it wisely. And you know, time is a very valuable thing. Like, you know, you could wake up dead tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
So why not do something that's going to better yourself and you achieve stuff And you know, I'm passionate about working still, so I still work. You know, I could walk away from it and just do this full time, but I'm still very passionate about my job. And the same as with actually competing and training. I've trained since, well, I used to do rugby at a very young age. Then I got into bodybuilding at 16. And then just, you know, it's going to be a part of my life forever, no matter what. Not so much competing, but the whole fitness lifestyle will always be a part of my life.
So that's damn cool, man. I really have much respect for you. I'm just a student, so for me it's a little bit easier. So I only have to go to university like 5 or 6 hours a day. I study, okay, when it's time to write exams, it's a little bit busier, but nothing compared to you, so I have a lot of respect for you, bruh.
Saying that though, that's still intense to have to revise and study and everything, and because you're going to need some sort of income as well. It is balancing that lifestyle, so even more respect to yourself. Because too many people out there, especially younger people, they haven't got that drive to do it, and they're disillusioned by looking at Instagram. They think, oh, if I do that, it's fine, I can make money. That's not the sense, you know, you still got to make a living, you've still got to work hard. Nothing comes to you for free. If you want something, got to go out and get it. It's as simple as that.
And I think that's another important point. So what you see on Instagram is not always the full story. It's just one part of your life, but it's not the whole life. So many people have prejudice and say like, oh, he's only training, he's only living in the gym. So Tom is working a full-time job. He's also having like free time and doing different things. And what's your excuse to not to train or
that's it. Exactly that. What's your excuse not to do it? It's as simple as that. Is it a good enough excuse? I bet you it isn't.
So make sure you finish that video, because that's okay, but then get your ass into the gym and work your ass off.
Okay, so moving on to our third exercise, we are going into bench press. If you know me, bench press isn't always my first choice for chest exercises, but because today's a little bit more strength focused, and we also did dumbbells the other day, we're going to jump on the bench for our low rep work. And as you can see, Tom here demonstrating, so we're just warming up first, and we're going for 5 sets of 5 again.
So Leute, jetzt kommt meine Lieblingsübung, klassisches Bankdrücken. Wir sind ja heute voll im Thema. Also heute dreht sich alles um Kraft, deswegen optimale Übung, um an der Kraft zu arbeiten. Tom hat sich schon mal angemacht, wir machen 5 Sätze mit 5 Wiederholungen. Alternativ, was der Justin auch gesagt hat, wäre möglich, dass wir es mit Kurzhanteln machen. Der Justin zieht es immer vor, mit Kurzhanteln Brust zu trainieren, weil er sagt, wenn ihr hier hoch geht, ist irgendwann das Gewicht nicht mehr auf der Brust und die Brust nicht voll kontraktiert. Sondern wenn man es mit Kurzhanteln macht, dann kann man eben noch hier rüberziehen und dann ist die Brustmuskulatur noch mal stärker angespannt. So, let's do some bench press.
You're my dream, but I just want it.
So wie wir vorher auch kurz mit Tom geredet haben, dass er ja einen ganz normalen Job hat und alles noch oben drauf macht, das Training, die Ernährung etc. Und vielleicht der eine oder andere sagt, hey, ich kann es gar nicht schaffen, weil ich noch einen harten Job habe. Wie wir gehört haben, der Tom ist Dachdecker, steht morgens um 5 Uhr auf, macht sein Morgencardio. So, irgendwie hat jeder so eine Geschichte und das ist ganz schön interessant. So it's pretty interesting to see that also Instagram famous people are not only like doing fitness and that's the whole life, so there's also something else. So Justin, what do you do?
I think there's a bit of a misconception that we all just make money from posting photos online. I wish it was just that simple. Obviously there's some people that do that, but for the majority of us, we do still work, we do still have jobs. I'm a personal trainer. People seem to think that's an easy job when you compete and things like that, and they say, oh, but that's easy, you're in the gym all the time, so it's easy for you to train, it's easy for you to diet. I'm not sure if that's the case. Many personal trainers would agree with me. I mean, I'm up at 5 in the morning, at work at 6 o'clock, and then I'm on my feet all day, and most days I don't finish till 10 in the evening. So I've got to train, I've got to eat in between clients. Very rarely do you get a chance to sit down. When you do get a chance to sit down, that's when you're training. So it is pretty difficult, and people seem to think, oh, it's easy for personal trainers, as I said, but that's genuinely not the case for the majority of us. But I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy helping people train. I enjoy seeing people transform, whether it's losing weight or building muscle, whatever their goals are. And yeah, that's why I do what I do. That's obviously, it coincides with the competitions and looking after myself. I studied sports science at university, so I like to think I have a little bit of an in-depth knowledge about it, and I like researching things. So I like to implement what I do with my training, my nutrition, with what I do with my clients.
Also wie wir gerade gehört haben, der Justin, der macht auch nicht nur hier Fitness, Instagram und Ernährung, also hauptberuflich quasi, sondern er hat auch noch einen ganz normalen Job. Er ist Personal Trainer, er kann das quasi ganz gut verbinden, aber so you're not only training by yourself, he also trains people.
Yeah.
Okay Leute, wir sind jetzt hier angekommen bei der nächsten Übung. Wir konzentrieren uns jetzt ein bisschen auf den Bizeps. 19-inch guns in the house.
22-inch guns.
17 or what? Justin, we choose an exercise now. It's not like a typical bicep exercise. It's not like an isolation exercise or like a curl or something. It's more something special.
Yeah, because we're working strength today, and we want to work our whole upper body. We're not doing any isolation exercises today. So what we're going to do for biceps and triceps are both compound exercise. So bicep exercise, we're going to do a pull down, which is an underhand grip. So it's going to focus a little bit more on the biceps than we would normally do in pull downs. And then for triceps, we're going to do dips, which is also compound for chest and triceps.
Genau Leute, also wir machen heute keine Isolationsübungen, sondern wie wir vorher schon gesagt haben, die Stärke steht heute im Vordergrund, die Kraft. Und deswegen machen wir jetzt hier eine funktionale Übung. Wir werden quasi wie einen Klimmzug machen im Untergriff, aber dabei uns mehr auf den Bizeps konzentrieren. Da wird der Justin gleich noch was dazu sagen. It's time for the first set.
So we're going to get straight onto it. We're going to do, what, 3 sets roughly? 3 sets. Yeah. And we're going to do about 6 to 8 reps.
So Leute, wie ihr jetzt sehen könnt, ist jetzt so, dass er wirklich hier gerade bleibt und wirklich nur auf den Bizeps arbeitet. Haltet die Spannung hier unten und spannt euren Bizeps mal voll an. Macht jetzt nicht wirklich die klassische Rückenübung, wo er nach hinten geht und quasi die Schultern nach hinten bringt, sondern wirklich jetzt, gerade das, was viele auch falsch machen beim Rückentraining, ist jetzt erwünscht, wirklich nur mit dem Bizeps arbeiten. Ja. So, wir sind jetzt bei der letzten Übung angekommen. Wir machen jetzt noch was für den Trizeps. Und zwar natürlich keine Isolationsübung. No isolation exercises for triceps today. We do dips. Cause it's good.
Yeah, because it's good.
We're going to finish off with dips. So obviously, as we said, a compound exercise for triceps. And we're also going to get a little bit more chest work in there.
Yeah. Also wir machen keine Isolationsübung, was wir ja gesagt haben. Heute geht es um die Kraft. Wir werden Zusatzgewicht benutzen mit dem Gürtel. So, about the reps, we go from 6 to 8 again?
For 3 sets?
For 3 sets, yeah, that sounds pretty good. And then power, hard, and let's do it. You go first?
Yep, I'll go first.
Tom, one more question for you. So when I had a look at you and you doing the dips, I realized that you don't do the full range of motion. I saw that I saw it earlier, but it's on purpose. So tell those people, why do you do that?
Yeah, it's just my own preference. It's just playing it safe on the fact that I don't want to interact too much chest or too much front delt. I like to keep tension on the tricep and directly hit just the tricep. If I go too far down, I feel it really pulls on my chest. Some people go really deep, some people don't. It's entirely your choice, it's your own preference, but I like to keep it nice and short range movements to really target just that muscle I'm working. Yeah. So yeah, I never go all the way because I suffered from serious injuries before, so I don't want to.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people don't have healthy shoulders, so it's better to stay safe and not go too low down that you're over-exaggerating the range of motion. If you know you've had any shoulder injuries before or anything like that, that's a chance that you're going to make that worse. So it's keeping that integrity of your shoulder, so just a safe range of motion.
So, also wie die beiden Jungs gerade gesagt haben, die denken sich dabei, was der Tom jetzt eben sagt, ganz klar, er möchte sich bei der Übung nur auf den Delta-Muskel konzentrieren und eben nicht auf die Brustmuskulatur und die dann voll mit reinnehmen, deswegen geht er nicht ganz runter. Er hat ja auch eine Verletzung und möchte da einfach sicher sein, dass da nicht nochmal was kommt. Justin hat eben gerade noch gemeint, ja, schaut immer, dass die Full Range of Motion aber immer noch in einem Rahmen ist, wo er nicht irgendwie unnötig die Gelenke belastet, also nicht komplett runter geht. Ja, ich persönlich bin ein Fan von Full Range of Motion, aber es ist jedem immer unterschiedlich und das macht ja unseren Sport auch aus, die verschiedenen Techniken, die verschiedenen Meinungen. So I think that's also part of our sport, the different opinions, different styles, different techniques, and over time you find out what works for you.
There's so many different ways you can train, there's so many small little changes you can make to exercises or sessions or anything like that can have a drastic change to your approach to training. Depends on the individual. I would say don't always stick to one. You know, use different styles, whether it's constant tension.
Different body types are going to react differently. So,
exactly.
Like with my benching, I never use the use bar. I always do dumbbell, and I normally just stick to incline. Whereas some people prefer bench, like flat bench. It's the same as biceps. People prefer hammers, people prefer just normal bicep curl. It's whatever your preference is and how your body reacts best to it. Stick to it. But a lot of it is trial and error, and you've got to find what works for your mechanism. So
you always can learn from anyone because everyone. There's not like.
Too many people become very stagnant.
Not even just in the gym, but even in the whole life, you can always learn something and stay open-minded. Yeah.
Too many people that get stuck in a routine of doing the same thing, and nothing's going to change if you keep on doing the same thing. So it is nice to change it up, keep the body guessing, keep the muscle guessing, the mind guessing, keeping it fresh and trying new things. And if you don't like it, you know, you can just go back to your old stuff, but change little things in there, techniques, rep range, just motion, just everything really. Because otherwise, you're not going to change. You keep on doing the same thing, you're never going to change.
And your body get used to it. Yeah. So I think that's a pretty good end. So see you again for lower body 2. And now it's time to get some rest, some food.
Great.
Crack it.